Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran. In today's video, we're back on PTR to check out some of the new updates that have been happening. And first of all, we got a couple changes to Vulpera. Pretty sure, and I'll be able to test this in just a minute, we don't actually have any massive changes to the balancing of the racials. But for example, make camp, you actually get to make camp. And the fact is, other people can see it too. I don't know if they'll keep this as a feature for later. And you can see every single camp also has a backpack that's interactable. These are not my camps. These are the camps made by these random people out here. But you can see that the camps are actually here. This would definitely be cool if you could see these camps. But the crowding you could see with these camps would be, I feel like, a little bit annoying. Imagine if you were to go to a zone with a bunch of Vulpera to set up camp all at the same time. I mean, it would be very difficult. Imagine a bunch of these in your auction house to figure out what the hell things are and where you're going and what's going on. Maybe Blizzard should keep these, but limit the amount of camps you see if like too many camps are close together or something. So let's take a look at some of the changes that Vulpera have gotten recently. We actually get some icons for all the things you use, like Bag of Tricks. It looks like a little vial. Then you have your rummagey bag, which is literally a bag. Make camp with a flag, and now I'm gonna make a camp of my own. And ability to return to camp also has an icon of its own. Ooh, I like that little dust that happened just now. And now here's my camp. There it is, and it's beautiful. I do wonder if they changed the casting animation for return to camp. And apparently there's a resting buff with your camp too. Very interesting. So the camp, ooh. Whoa, no way. They put a little cinematic. Oh, that is actually dope. Where's this? Okay, I guess it's going to a wall. But that is actually so cool. And I guess I got a resting buff for my camp and a cozy fire. Wow, it actually is a functional fire you can cook stuff over, I would think, right? And I'm pretty sure the camp still stays. I do wonder what happens if I unclick the resting buff. The camp goes away. Does the camp stay for only 5 minutes? Is that what it does? Does the camp only have a maximum duration of 5 minutes? Huh. Well, that makes return to camp a little bit interesting, because you won't be able to use it to just like set it up and then go somewhere else and then come back to the camp. Maybe you'll be able to use this camp to go inside of, let's say, an older raid or a dungeon and set up a camp outside of it. Then once you run through the dungeon, be able to teleport out. Maybe if it doesn't have like an easy way to get out of the actual dungeon. I do hope that this camp does stay for longer than 5 minutes. And then there is also a backpack now with the camp, and if you right click it, you explode. Wait. Explosion. 5 seconds remaining. Hello? Alright, we exploded. And we exploded again. And again. If I had to take a guess, maybe the camp itself buff, the camp isn't supposed to be there for only 5 minutes. And maybe if you decide to like take it down early, you can click the backpack and it explodes the camp, but it doesn't quite work together. I really do hope it doesn't sit here for only 5 seconds, because again, I feel like it would just be so much cooler if this thing stuck around for a while. Very similar to kind of like how Hearthstone tethers itself to an inn in the game. Let's take a look at some of the other racials. We do have the on-use racials as well as other passes. Vulpera's survival kit looks a little different as an icon, and nose for trouble, also a nice icon change. But when it comes to the racial itself of your Bag of Tricks, it doesn't seem like they changed anything about it. And it looks like it has the same exact animation. Should just throw a green vial. Just through a green vial. And rummage through your bag, pretty sure this also does not work quite yet. Didn't do anything. And Bag of Tricks didn't change at all. Huh. Okay, so that hasn't changed so far. But I guess if you're a Vulpera and you just want to make some explosions happen, you can just... Next thing, we're going to talk a bit about new stuff that is coming out for the Death Knights. Now, not the actual Death Knight Order Hall or anything, although this place, I haven't really hung around here that often. My god, does this place look so good as an Order Hall. Damn. Really stands the test of time. But there's a new weapons being added for Death Knights. And it looks like it's just a weapon that was data mined, but it's called Unholy Blade of the Ebon Blade. Or Crimson Blade of the Ebon Blade, Burning Blade, Freezing Blade of the Ebon Blade. And the textures for this thing look quite nutty. Now, when you look at the actual blades themselves, it looks like there's a little bit of fire at the tip. they look like they have a little bit of a fire enchant to it, or a fire effect, where normally we would, I guess, think of Death Knights and we would think maybe of Frost and Deathly and maybe Unholy and, you know, Pestilence and zombies running around all over the place, and then Janitor Edwards. But usually it's just like Frost or Blood or Pestilence, you know, the common cold. A couple things that come, a couple other things come to mind when you think of Death Knights, but not fire. But the current Lich King, instead of being Arthas, it is actually your boy Bolvar. Bolvar is the current Lich King, and if you guys don't remember, he died, or was about to die at the Wrath Gate, but was burned alive by the Red Dragonfly to keep him alive, to keep him from dying, but now he's all molten looking. So it looks like we have some new Ebon Blade weapons, and you have Unholy Blade, Crimson Blade, Burning Blade, Freezing Blade. By name alone, I feel like it's just kind of weird. Unholy Blade of the Ebon Blade. I know that Ebon Blade is like the I guess the organization, if you want to call it like that, but Ebon Blade is what you would call the Death Knight's order, I guess, and it's an Unholy Blade of the order called Ebon Blade, but same blade twice in a row sounds a little weird. Either way, it's quite a cool looking weapon, and I feel like doesn't quite confirm that we are going to have a Wrath of the Lich King expansion or some sort of announcement or an update, but it teeters us a little bit closer to it. Why would this be released on PTR for no good reason? A lot of people ask the question with a lot of the texts about, hey, what is the possibility of a Wrath of the Lich King expansion? And now Blizzard is like, you know what, here's a sword, talk about it some more. Because Blizzard does release these things to PTR in bits and details for a reason, to get the conversation rolling, or maybe to release it, let people start talking, and they can gather whether it's something that looks plausible or not. Now looking at this actually, you have Unholy Blade for the Unholy spec, the Crimson Blade for the Blood Death Knight spec, the Freezing Blade for the Frost Death Knight spec, and the Burning Blade. I don't want to throw it out there, but I kind of want to do it. What if we are confirmed through this, potentially getting a 4th spec for each class, instead of getting a brand new class? An interesting thought, and I'll leave you guys with that. However, if we are getting a Wrath of Lich King expansion, I think this could be done super well. I was super excited with how they did Legion, and yes, using the same bad guy that turns good guy in Legion as it was from BC, did feel like, wow, it's going to be like a BC 2.0. And no, it didn't feel like it in the end. Blizzard ended up making quite a great expansion with a great storyline and story arc for the Illidan, the boy himself. And I feel like they could do something like this for Death Knights in the 2.0 update. The blades look really, really cool. They look really detailed. They're going to be used for something, and I'm just hoping that it's not going to be a blade used by NPCs that a player can never get, but it's going to be a blade that we can actually get and transmog our weapons into. At least, here's to hoping for that. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see all of you in another one.